What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Voyager digital video. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 different reasons why now is the best time to be buying this stock. If you're looking at this stock and wondering, hey, it's been on a huge downtrend lately, I don't know if now is the time to get in, I'm going to give you 5 different reasons why I think it is. This is why I've been buying so heavily over the past little bit. I'm going to show you my portfolio here and show you the amount of the position that I have, and I'm still underwater on this position, but I think it's going to go up drastically over the next 12 to 24 months. So I'm not at all worried about it. I am still buying, and as it continues to dip, I will buy more and more and more. So we're going to jump into 5 different reasons why I think buying this stock right now is the best decision you can make. If you've been interested in this stock, this is the time to buy. So without further ado, let's jump into here. Let me go ahead and make myself a little smaller here, and let's take a look at what we've got here. So this is the Voyager digital stock. We are looking at, let's go to a day chart here and zoom out a little bit. Let's go back to the 1 month. Let's actually go back 6 months because it's going to give us a better sense of kind of where we're at. So oh man, sometimes Webull is a little bit funny to work with, but you can see that we did hit a high of $29 here back in April. So this is about 6 months ago from where we hit this high of $29, which is absolutely insane, and it's just been downtrending ever since then. We hit a low here of roughly $11, and I thought that was going to be the low that we'd ever see. It climbed back up, and we hit $16, $17 right here, and then it just continued to downtrend again. Seeing, these results right here, we went from $11 to $10 to now we're sitting at roughly $9.50 as of today. So the stock has obviously been on a very big downtrend over the last little bit, but we've built a support line here at this level. If we again zoom out here, just a little bit, you can see that, of course it could go a little bit lower, but we've got a pretty good line here at this $9 mark. We haven't hit below this. It could jump down here to like the $4 or $5 range. I think that'd be absolutely insane given the valuation on this company, but we've been trading here at this $9 mark for a couple of days now, and I think there's a pretty good support line built up, at least at this point. So that's number 1 on our list here today. Now, as we jump into the next reason why you should be buying Voyager Digital, if you haven't already signed up for an account, there will be a link in the description box below, and it will probably also be the pinned comment here on this video for you to do so. Once you sign up and deposit $100 into your account, you will receive some free Bitcoin. I'll receive some free Bitcoin, and we can continue to grow this platform here together. So make sure to use that link down below. The second thing I want to talk about, you have to keep in mind that Voyager actually went on this downtrend and lost a lot of its value over the past couple of weeks here, since the start of October, because they did report preliminary revenue that was much lower than everybody was anticipating. Basically, Voyager said, hey, look, trading revenue on Bitcoin and just cryptocurrency in general was a lot lower, just like everybody suffered throughout this last quarter. So our revenue is down, but we've got plans to actually bring that revenue back up, which we're going to talk about here in a minute. The thing that's important, though, is that you can see that Voyager has continued to downtrend over the past couple of weeks. But if we take a look at the Bitcoin, if we take a look at this, and what Bitcoin has been doing over the past couple of weeks, ever since October 1st, we've been on this massive bull run. We went from, a low here of roughly $43,662 all the way to where we're at now at roughly $62,000. So there's been this big bull run here, which means a lot of trading activity. And typically with Bitcoin going up like that, that means a lot of the other altcoins are going to be going up as well. So since the start of October, this going up here should rise all the ships that are in this space, and they should see trading volume resume. So this is going to be really good for fourth quarter revenue. Now, the other thing that we should look at is some of the other companies in the space and how they've actually gone in these massive runs themselves because of what Bitcoin is doing. Now, a lot of these are mining companies, but we're going to look at Coinbase as well and kind of talk about that. So you can see here that Hut 8 Mining has gone on a massive run over the past couple days. We've got Marathon. That's Marriott, not the one we're looking for. Marathon here on a massive run. You can see here back on September 29th, it was at $30. Right now it's sitting at $52. Now these are miners, right? So they're you're kind of betting on them holding this Bitcoin for the massive increase. But again, here we've got Riot Blockchain on the 29th, hit a low of $24.87 and currently sitting at roughly $30 at this point in time. So we've seen massive increases there, but let's take a look at Coinbase. Coinbase right here has also seen this massive run. September 29th, 225, and now sitting at 293. This is a massive upward run all the way from 225 to 293. So you can see that the stock has really gone up drastically over this time period for Coinbase, but Voyager hasn't seen that same activity. They've actually just been sitting there in a position where they're downtrending. They've already reported preliminary revenue, which of course was less than everybody was expecting, so that caused this, but this is the exact reason why you should get into this stock right now. It's for these reasons that I think this stock is going to go on a massive run over the next 3 to 6 months because of what we're seeing here. Voyager Digital has been beaten down. They're going to report massive revenue for quarter 4, and I think the stock is going to run very well after we get those reports on what happened there. So let's take a look over here at some of the other reasons that we're talking about here as far as why I think revenue is going to be higher. So this is a recent report. This is on October 6th. Steve Ehrlich said, as we continue to grow our funded accounts, Voyager's transactional volume is contingent on market volume, like we've already talked about. The overall market volume decreased substantially in July and August, so everybody saw that. But we have begun to diversify our revenue model to generate long-term staking rewards, providing recurring revenue. As we continue to develop staking capabilities, we expect that reward and yield revenue will generate a minimum of $40 to $50 million of rewards and yield revenue for the December quarter, in addition to the standard transactional revenue. So not only is transactional revenue going to go up, at least we hope so, right now that Bitcoin's going on this run, we'll have to see what happens over the next couple months, but they're expecting that to happen, but they're also going to generate an additional 40 to 50 million of rewards and yield revenue during this quarter. So they expect that to happen. So you can see here that for this past quarter, their total revenue was only 63 to 67 million. Well, they're going to take about 80% of that in additional revenue and add that to what they're doing here. So if transactional revenue, let's say, gets back to 100 million, just throwing out a random number there, kind of based on what we saw in June, 109 here, then we could potentially see revenues of 140 to 150 million for the fourth quarter. And again, I think as we see Bitcoin continue to trend up, there's a couple other things we got to talk about here that I think is also going to lead altcoins to continue to go up as well. Before we get to that though, let's talk about this right here. This is a report from April 21st, so 6 months ago, that talks about the ability for Voyager to buy back up to 5% of its common shares. This is absolutely massive because Voyager Digital is actually, they have been in a blackout period for the last little bit because they're coming up on earnings and they're not able to buy back shares during this time because it would be seen as a conflict of interest, right? So they haven't been able to buy back these shares, but now that the shares are at the lowest level they've been in a really long time, now would be the perfect time for Voyager to do that. They could sit here after they report their final revenue numbers. If the stock is still at this level, they could sit here and purchase back these shares at this incredibly low level, which is only going to decrease the shares outstanding in the float that we see out there, but also could therefore increase demand in the stock, which will push the buying pressure up, the volume up, and that's going to lead to the stock price going up as well. So that's massive news there that they still have. If we look back here, this gives them the ability to purchase shares between May 30th and will terminate on May 30th of next year. So this is still something that they could do, and I think it would be a very wise decision for them to do this because at these levels, the stock is just totally beaten down, and it's an absolute deal right now. Now, as we jump back over here, let's take a look at this. We've got Voyager. We've got the desktop app coming soon, which is going to be awesome. This is going to really help for people who like to trade cryptocurrency on their computer rather than trying to do it on their phone on the app. This is going to be massive for them. So I just went ahead and signed up for this to try their beta. We'll see when that comes out. I don't know about any information on when it's planning to come out, but this will be awesome to see when this does come out. This is really going to help with trading volume and will hopefully bring some more traders to the platform or even just people who want to hold their crypto on the Voyager platform. So the other thing I've got to talk about here is this massive news that we just got word of here this morning. So the first Bitcoin futures ETF is to make its debut Tuesday on the New York Stock Exchange by ProShares says. The ProShares Bitcoin linked exchange traded fund will make its debut officially on Tuesday. Now let's jump through this news here. The much anticipated ETF from ProShares, which will track the Bitcoin futures market, will begin trading Tuesday on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker BITO. This is absolutely insane because as a lot of money flows into this is going to give the ability for Bitcoin to continue to increase in price, and this could be the threshold or the catalyst, I should say, that will push Bitcoin up to 100,000, maybe even beyond that. There's a lot of demand. There's a lot of people who want to trade and have exposure to Bitcoin, but they don't want to be involved with it directly. So by being able to get into this ETF, this gives them exposure to it, but they're also in a stock which is actually going to give, or an ETF, I should say, which is also going to give them some regulation and some security when it comes to trading a stock rather than trading the fully unregulated market of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency overall. So this is massive news. The price of Bitcoin has already climbed 2% on Monday, hitting 62,000. Like we saw, we were just below that last time we checked at the time of this recording, but I think there's going to be a huge catalyst as money pours into this, for the price of Bitcoin to continue to increase as people pour into this ETF that is going to be coming. The thing I also want to mention here is that there are 3 other Bitcoin futures ETFs expected to move forward with their launches this month. So there's going to be up to 4 different ETFs in the next couple of weeks. They said this month, so that could be by the end of October, which means that over the next 2 weeks, we could see massive amounts of money pour into these ETFs, which could be a very good thing for the cryptocurrency world. Again, all these things just gives you another reason to buy Voyager. We've already seen such a massive increase in Coinbase over the last couple of weeks, and Voyager has just been beaten down. This is the exact reason why I think this could easily be a 2 to 3x play in really the short term, guys. I think this honestly could double up in the next 3 months. I would not be surprised to see that. That's why I'm purchasing so heavily, and that's the reason why I think you should as well. Now, as we jump into the next reason why you should be buying Voyager Digital, if you haven't already signed up for an account, there will be a link in the description box below, and it will probably also be the pinned comment here on this video for you to do so. Once you sign up and deposit $100 into your account, you will receive some free Bitcoin. I'll receive some free Bitcoin, and we can continue to grow this platform here together. So make sure to use that link down below. Now, the next thing I want to talk about here, we're going to jump into my phone and take a look at this information here. So this is the Voyager platform. This is the app here. And the thing I've got to mention here is that the Voyager loyalty program is in full swing here at this point. So you can see that we've got our eye on a couple of different cryptos here. Let me go ahead and go to my account, and we're going to take a look at the loyalty program here. So I am currently part of the Explorer tier. I just hit this yesterday. I said, hey, you know, this is kind of downtrending. VGX is downtrending at this point. I need to buy in more to get to this next tier, which is going to help me continue to grow the platform, and it's also going to bring me additional income, right? So let's take a look at these tiers here. We've got Adventurer at 500 VGX, Explorer at 5,000, and Navigator at 20,000. So I'm here at the 5,000 mark, and you can see that no matter what tier you're in, you get 7% for VGX staking. You also get a 0.5%, 1%, or 1.5% earnings reward boost, which gives you additional income on the crypto that other crypto that you're holding. It's going to give you additional income when you stake that. You're also going to get a bonus for referring other people to the platform, and you're also going to get crypto back rewards, which is basically a spread on the bid and the ask. Whatever that spread is and whatever Voyager takes, they're going to give you a small portion of that back, and of course that goes up the more VGX that you hold. So this is a very an awesome program. I think this actually gives a lot of utility to cryptocurrency, which unfortunately a lot of other cryptos don't have. A lot of the other altcoins especially don't have a whole lot of utility, whereas this one actually has real world utility. You hold this and you get additional rewards for holding that. So this is going to be a massive thing as more people continue to hold the VGX token. This is also going to benefit the holders of the Voyager digital stock. There's a lot of influencers here on YouTube who are starting to move over to the Voyager platform or have some holdings on that platform. Jeremy at Financial Education obviously has a lot of VGX. I think that might be the only direct cryptocurrency that he owns, and he also owns a lot of the Voyager stock. And then you've got Andre Jick, who I don't think has actually fully publicly announced this on his own channel, but he's announced it on other videos that he's been on, that he has also moved, I believe, the majority, or if not all of his cryptocurrency over to Voyager to take advantage of their staking rewards. And so he's holding, I think it's roughly like maybe $800,000 to maybe $1 million worth of Bitcoin and Ethereum and other, you know, I don't know what other cryptos he has, but he's holding that all on the Voyager platform. So if he starts to talk about it, that's going to bring additional exposure to the platform. There's just so many things going for this, guys. I could beat this to death, but I'm going to end this video right here because we are getting a little bit long into it. If you enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up here on the video, subscribe to the channel, go buy some Voyager digital stock. And with that said, we'll catch you guys in the next one.